Let's get into the first topic for the day. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1630 entry-level graphics cards rumored to debut on the 15th of June. NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 1630 graphics cards will be aimed at the entry-level segment and is expected to launch next month, reports on Video Cards. The leaked timeframe for the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1630 only shows the shelf release dates, but does not provide a review embargo timeline. There is speculation that the company does not want initial reviews for the new graphics cards, which means the media will have to grab the GPU for review purposes themselves. The NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1630 is expected to utilize a cut-down TU117 with 512 CUDA cores, lower than the 1650 model, which offers 896 CUDA cores. The card will also pack a 64-bit memory bus, a huge cut down from the 128-bit bus that the TU117 GPU has at its disposal. The memory bandwidth is lowered to 96 gigabytes per second. That's pretty bad for mining, of course. The bandwidth is less than the 1050 Ti graphics cards, a Pascal series graphics card from 6 years ago, but retains 4 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory, base clock of 12 gigabits per second. Compared to the GTX 1650 GPU, the memory is well over 72% quicker than 3D Mark benchmarks that have appeared online. The GeForce GTX 1630 will also come with a low 75 watt TDP and will not offer any dedicated ray tracing or DLSS support. The company has enabled ray tracing for non-ray tracing core GPUs, but the performance will not be game ready on low resolutions. Esports cafes in Asian markets could use this card, but with the standard resolutions, many AAA esports titles will be missing on systems using the 1630. While we know the current date for the 1630 GPU from NVIDIA, we don't know the actual pricing or specific marketplace regions. With no review units sent by the company, it may also be limited to particular areas on launch. Since users will not receive the same performance level as the RTX 3050, whose pricing starts at $249 US, it is safe to believe that NVIDIA might consider a $150 pricing for the new variant. Also, this would fit appropriately in the cost range considering the 1650 already retails at $190. So there you go. We have a release date for it. I'll be trying to get one to review for mining. I do not have high expectations. The power consumption is nice, albeit, of course, that comes at a price, which is, of course, the lower memory bandwidth, the smaller bus, and I don't really like small buses. You know what I mean? I need them big buses in my life. But that's pretty much about it. If you were looking for something maybe to power a Minecraft PC for your kids or something like that, maybe it's worth it. Let's talk about the RTX 4090 in August. August. So we talked yesterday a little bit about NVIDIA and, of course, the reduction in the demand for their GPUs on the RTX lineup, as well as the CMP lineup, and the reduction in revenue surrounding mining specifically for NVIDIA, which is affecting their bottom line. We also talked about how closely the 40 series is coming to launch in this kind of market where we sit at a place where more than likely gamers that were sitting on RTX 2080 Ti's and 2080 Supers, etc., probably skipped the 30 series generation due to, of course, the high prices and low availability. Now, as the GPU prices for the 30 series start to come down to MSRP, the gamers that are sitting on these old 20 series cards are probably not so inclined to, of course, pick them up because we have the 40 series launching. For miners, this means we probably want to be taking a look at the used market here coming up in August and September as gamers start to upgrade from their 20 series GPUs to the 40 series GPUs. And this can be good news too, even considering the Ethereum merge, because the 20 series GPUs, at least the top end models like the 2080 Ti and the 2080 Supers, for example, function really well on alternative algorithms such as Flux. That being said, here's the details on the launch. We have learned that the RTX 4090 and 4080 may have more in common than previously expected. Although both SKUs are using different GPUs, the 8102 and 8103, they could actually use the same board, the PG139. The RTX 4090 has a SKU design or designation of 330, while the RTX 4080 is 360. This information is new. We do not know if this means that both GPUs are pin compatible, but they are clearly listed with the same board as of today. As far as we are aware, NVIDIA has not yet confirmed the GPU specs of the RTX 4080 and 4070 SKUs for two reasons. Each model is based on a different GPU, and they launch consequently after each other. NVIDIA is yet to provide the updated specs to AIBs, which is why it is probably not worth speculating. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 is now expected to debut in August. The current launch schedule lists the 4080 with a September launch date, and the 4070 should launch in October. However, our sources expect some dates to change because AIBs still have lots of RTX 30 inventory left. And the last thing they want is NVIDIA to announce a new generation. Just as we talked about, this is going to get extremely tricky because they want to get rid of all the 30 series stock at current MSRP prices. Typically in a release cycle like this, we would see the RTX 30 pricing start to drop down below MSRP with lots of kind of liquidation sales and that sort of thing going on, especially from retailers and so on, as they prep for the new inventory of the 40 series. But that's not exactly quite happening yet due to, of course, the previous demand that was in place. So it's a really interesting position to be in. We have seen it before. History repeats itself. This happened in 2018 as well. We kind of saw that start to happen with the refresh of the 20 series, like the 2080 Super, for example. And it's interesting to see it happen again, meaning we can kind of extrapolate this out to 2024 and start to get prepped, right? While one should expect all three SKUs to debut on the same day, their launch will be spread to the following weeks. Also note that the announcement date has not been confirmed. It was previously reported as July. Overall, this information matches what Copilot has said, except now we can talk months, not days. So here you go. The rumored 40 series, the 4090 specifications right now. We got that GDDR6. 24 gigabytes of it on a 384-bit bus with 21 gigabits per second. It should be a nice fast mining card that does take a lot of power at that 450 watt TDP. Launch date in August of 2022. It's a little bit more cut down once we get to the 4080, which will have 16 gigabytes of the GDDR6X, but it'll be on a 256-bit bus, unfortunately. And we don't know the memory speed. My assumption would hopefully be 21 gigabits per second, but due to, of course, the cooling needed for that, the potential for it to be around 18 or 19 gigabits per second is more of what I would expect. Now, as far as the 4070, the rumored specifications right now is a 192-bit bus with 18 gigabits per second memory speed. It does say plus. I'd assume 19, more than I would assume 18 at this point, but that's yet to be seen. Of course, it will depend on if it's GDDR6 or GDDR6X, which is unclear for the 4070 at this given time. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.